So, how long does epoxy actually last? If you've ever poured a river table, filled in any cracks, or used epoxy in any of your projects, you're probably wondering, is this something that's going to last for years, or am I wasting my time working on something that's going to fail? In this video, we're going to break down epoxy. We're going to talk about what is epoxy, how do I use it in woodworking, and most importantly, how long do these projects last? And I'll show you a few of my projects, some that worked out perfectly and some that didn't. To break it down at its core, epoxy is basically a two-part system, a resin and the hardener. Some brands might call it a resin and an activator, but ultimately epoxy is two of these parts chemically combining together to form a hard plastic. There's so many different brands of epoxy, and even within those brands, different types of epoxy. For example, deep pour casting epoxy. In essence, you're supposed to pour up to 2 inches at one time to encase objects. Bar and table finish. This is used on bars and tables. It forms a finishing layer, maybe a millimeter or even less thick, but ultimately forms a super strong plastic coating on that table to protect it from drinks, spills, and food. Then there's 5-minute epoxy, 30-minute epoxy. There's epoxy sticks, epoxy putty that has steel in it. So once it's hardened, it's basically a steel reinforced epoxy. So like I said, there's tons of different ones to choose from. This one's a clear one, but ultimately you always mix these two parts together, and then hopefully if you've done it right, you get the final product. Epoxy molds. You use this when you're working with some pieces that you want to either encase, or if you're doing like a river table, that's where you use this mold. But ultimately, does it work? Does it end up lasting for a long time? The river table fad or style started a few years ago. So you might be wondering, if I bought a river table 10 years ago, what's it going to look like today? Or what's it going to look like 10 years from now? So let's go take a look at some of the projects that I've done, and I'll show you some of the ones that didn't quite work out. The first projects I want to take a look at is this stump table I did several years ago, and you can tell that gold copper colored substance connecting all of those slices is epoxy. This is about 5 years ago now, and you can tell upon closer inspection, look at that crack that's formed right there, going down one of the pieces of epoxy. Ultimately, that's better than if the wood were to crack, but look at this epoxy project. If I had sold this to a customer, I would consider that a failure. All right, this is one of my favorite epoxy projects. It's a crayon encased table. Let's take a closer look at something that's 2 or 3 years old. All right, as you can tell, this is holding up really nicely. Sure, it's a little scratched up just from simple usage. However, the epoxy has not cracked at all. The crayons are completely still intact. This ultimately turned out really awesome. This was poured in several layers. So after each layer of crayon hardened, that's when I poured the next layer. And here you go. This is, like I said, 2 or 3 years later, still completely intact, no cracking, no bubbling. So epoxy lasts at least 2 to 3 years if done properly. I'm down here in my favorite room in the entire house, my TV room, and I have a epoxy project right here in front of me, very similar to that crayon table. Check it out, it's my little side table. Same thing, I encased a bunch of Hot Wheels cars. And this piece, no scrap, no bubbling or no separation or anything. So this piece has in fact lasted also, I believe, around the same time, 2 or 3 years, and the epoxy is holding up really nice. All right, so you saw some of those projects in there. Now, the one with the crack in it, or ones that I've had to go in and replace for a customer or fix, you might be wondering, is it the epoxy's fault? Is it user error? What causes epoxy projects to fail? Ultimately, I'm sorry to tell you this, but a vast majority of epoxy projects that fail are because of you. User error. The number one problem is inconsistent or inaccurate mixing. Using epoxy is not like baking or cooking. You can't just sprinkle a little extra in there, or, oh, I need more epoxy, I'll just add a little more of A or part B. It's pretty much a science that has to be followed exactly. This one, for example, it's usually a pretty good indication when one container is twice the size of the other one. Guess what the ratio is here? If you said 2-to-1, now we're on to something. But yes, for example, the instructions right here. Measure 2 parts epoxy resin to 1 part thickener or activator. So what you would do is you would get one of those measuring cups that has the exact amounts on it and measure 2-to-1. This one, for example, part A resin, part B activator, 1-to-1. So you pour equal amounts into a cup or into a bucket or whatever you're mixing it in, and follow the instructions exactly. So most likely, if your epoxy is failing, it's because you're not mixing the proper ratio, and not just the proper ratio, but mixing it properly. You have to mix it for quite some time. If you're using a smaller container, that's a handheld one, you have to scrape around the sides too. You don't want any either part A or B sticking to the sides. That could affect the final product. Now that we've covered user error and mixing properly, make sure the epoxy you're using is the right one for the job. For example, I talked about these earlier, deep pour and bar and table finish. I have used bar and table finish to encase objects and to pour thicker, but you have to make sure you do it according to the instructions, very thin layer at a time, otherwise it won't harden. Deep pour, on the other hand, is meant to be poured deeply. So what you can do is follow the instructions and don't use this one for something where you should be using this one, or vice versa with all the other types of epoxies. So the second problem, if your epoxy is failing, is because you're probably using the wrong epoxy. Now I figured I'll quickly mention these because 5-minute epoxy, 30-minute epoxy, these are pretty accurate with how long they take to harden. So 5-minute epoxy, it's used for something where you're either just a very quick fix or you're actually looking to glue two things together. If it says 5-minute epoxy and it's starting to harden, don't try to use it in 10 or 15 minutes later. That's going to fail. Another very common reason epoxy projects fail, for example, is the environment. Now I'm out here in my garage and it's not temperature controlled. I mean, I have a heater, so in the winter, yes, I heat this place, but right now it is hot and humid out here, or vice versa. In the basement, for example, I keep it very cold in my house. So check the instructions because every epoxy is different and it'll tell you the exact temperature, humidity, environment that you should use their product in. So if your epoxy is failing, that could be another reason, is the environmental factors. Probably the most failed project is going to be wood and epoxy. Wood is very moist naturally. It's a living product. When you cut a tree down, it's possible that it's 100% moisture on the inside. So if your wood isn't dried properly and you're adding epoxy to that wood, that is a failure waiting to happen. When I first started this stump game now it's been 12 years ago, I remember trying out epoxy projects and then having to fix so many of them because what would happen is I cut a tree down or I have an arborist deliver me a tree and then I try to make a project out of it, not realizing yet that epoxy onto wet wood is just a disaster. It started to bubble. It started to separate from the wood. So if you're using epoxy and wood and you're finding out there's failures or bubbles or separation down the line, it's because your wood wasn't dried properly. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this has helped someone out there. And if you've ever done an epoxy project in the past and it's failed, hopefully now you know why. So take some of these tips going forward in your next projects and make sure to save this video so you come back. Leave a comment below if you've ever had an epoxy fail. I would love to hear those. And I'll be back with another video very soon. Ciao.